to the airport. Expressway. Now look at the scandal of Expressway.
Hence, Rose Wamaitha Ngote was an unfamiliar name tucked away in the quiet corners of the business registry. But that changed dramatically in July 29, 2025. In a country used to political fireworks and rotational scandal cycles, this particular revelation detonated with unusual heat. Why? Because Rose Wamaitha Ngote didn't trend alone. Her name now sits beside royalty, Kenyan royalty, that is, the Kenyatas. Now, it began with whispers of a tax dispute, but what followed was a full-blown expose, a scandal woven with corporate veils, murky land deals, and an 88 billion mega project, the Nairobi Expressway. At the heart of it is a quiet land transfer on March 26, 2021, while President Uhuru Kenyatta was still in power.
We're cabinet secretaries in the Ministry of Defense, while we also have our First Lady General Officer, Major General Fatuma Ahmed.
Now that day, Rose Wamaitha Ngote was registered as the sole shareholder of Edgeworth Properties Limited, a company previously owned by Rupert Trust. What looked like a straightforward paperwork shuffle turned out to be the keystone in a scheme that now reads like a boardroom thriller. Soon after the transfer, Edgeworth Properties handed over land to Kale Infrastructure, the Chinese firm behind the expressway construction, granting access to mine, sand, and dump debris for the Mammoth project in their land. That land was valuable, the opportunity golden, and the deal suspiciously smooth. But here's the twist. Rose Wamaitha Ngote wasn't the real boss of Edgeworth Properties. Reports now allege she was merely a placeholder, a smiling silhouette fronting for the true power brokers, none other than the Kenyatta family themselves. A Rupert Trust, which handed her the company, is linked directly to the Kenyatas. The so-called transition of ownership was more of a family circle dance, shares passing from one hand to another under the guise of legal distance. Then emerged NK Investments, an unassuming but powerful name in the Kenyatta corporate stable. NK Investments, believed to be founded by former First Lady Mama Ngina Kenyatta and her son Muhoho in 1989, had long operated behind layers of proxies and trusts.
No, I don't know why they cut it. Don't cut it. Let it play. Why are you cutting the video? Let the video play, unless that is the match you did.
But in 2022,
because I know it's a bit longer than that.
Into the story more boldly. Edgeworth Properties, that same company supposedly owned by Rose Wamaitha Ngote, declared a cool 1 billion Kenyan shillings in dividends. And who received the windfall? Well, your guess is good as mine. NK Investments. Now the question hanging heavy in the air is, how could NK Investments reap profits from a company owned on paper by a private individual with no visible ties to them? Now the answer came wrapped in a taxman's envelope. In July 2024, the Kenya Revenue Authority KRA slapped Edgeworth Properties with a tax demand of 249.2 million Kenyan shillings. Among the issues was a questionable expense claims for leveling land after sand mining and more damning interest-free loans issued to shareholders, presumed to be Rose Wamaitha herself. Now these were flagged as undeclared fringe benefits, triggering a pay-as-you-earn liabilities. Now Edgeworth cried foul. Rose Wamaitha Ngote claimed innocence, and in a dramatic twist, she submitted evidence to the Tax Appeal Tribunal revealing she was never the true owner of Edgeworth Properties. Her role, she claimed, was being a trustee. She argued holding shares on behalf of NK Investments. a reluctant proxy caught in a web span long before her name ever made headlines. With her testimony, the veil was lifted. NK Investments could no longer hide in the shadows. The Kenyattas were now firmly in the spotlight, and their billion-shilling ghost dance with public infrastructure was laid bare. Well,
They say that it cost what? 88 billion. I don't even, I just lack words. And actually, in case you don't know, Nairobi Expressway is approximately 27.1 kilometers, 27 kilometers. So if you are saying it took 88 billion plus to construct it, according to the information we are seeing, because you are not open enough, because if it's not true, government projects should not be done as if they are family enterprises. When you want to do a project, you put it on the table. This is the cost of the project. This is what you bid the project. But even by the time the thing comes on the Gazette, it has already been bidded. It's just, it's just a face image you are giving it. It simply means if it's costed to 88 billion, it means they used 3.2 billion approximately to build 1 kilometer. 3.2 billion to build 1 kilometer. I went ahead and I studied what it took. Of course, I'm not ignorant of the fact that you're looking at some of the places are high, but I went to check how much it really costs to build a kilometer. I'm not going to give you the I want to give you the homework. I'm not going to tell you. Just go and study what it really takes to build a kilometer. Then come back and give me the report. We just don't want to deal with corruption in this nation.